Welcome to Activate Your Prosperous Life. This is our very first live stream, and I'm gathered with 4 of our sensational speakers. I've been blessed to have some of the highest frequency, most powerful people I know in the world become members of this summit and be featured speakers. And today you have 4 of them with us, and they're gonna tell us about themselves, their work, and how the topic of today, what does a prosperous life really look like for you? We're going to talk about that. That's going to be our main topic. And so Activate Your Prosperous Life is a summit. It's an interview series summit. There's 30 plus powerful speakers in this summit, and you can register for free. I will put the link in the comments. It's also in the text above this, wherever you're watching. And you're going to really, when you press that button and register, you're going to press the button to activating your prosperous life, even if you don't know how it's going to happen. So I encourage you to register for the summit. So I'm just looking around in the tiles here. I see Connie first on the tiles. Connie, introduce yourself and tell us why you wanted to become part of this summit, Activate Your Prosperous Life.
Thanks, Jennifer, and thank you for inviting me to be part of the summit. I'm Connie Pretula, the Menopause Navigator, so that pretty much says it all. I'm also a certified nutritional practitioner, but I focus on women who are navigating the various stages of menopause. And why did I want to become part of this? Well, I've been in your world for just over a year that we kind of really got to know each other, and the work that you do is amazing. So I did want to be part of this, just to spread the good word about the power of menopause.
Awesome. Awesome. Michelle, we are just meeting. We've been meeting on social media through Facebook, through some other Facebook groups. Tell us what about you, your work, and why you decided to become part of this summit.
Yeah, I'm Michelle Maree. I'm a speaker and visibility coach. So my background is I've been a trauma specialist for 15 years. So I noticed this pattern of, when we go to expand and we go to become more visible, all of the nervous system stories start showing up in the body. And so a lot of my work is about supporting women to use their voice, but also to increase their capacity for more, their capacity for showing up more visibly, stepping into their purpose, all of that good stuff. And I'm here because I'm passionate about women, especially menopausal women who, we've got a lot to say. It's time for us to say the things. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Awesome. And we do have people watching live. I can see that you're here. So your comments are welcome, and we can get those into the conversation while we're in this live stream as well. Thank you, Teresa. She's one of my biggest fans for live streaming. So Melisa, tell us about yourself, your work, and why you joined the summit as a speaker.
Hi, I'm the founder of the Heart Open Publishing Enterprise, and I'm also an intimacy mentor and guide, and have been doing that work for about 8 years, and then doing publishing for about 3. So I was excited that you created a summit surrounding the topic of prosperity and a prosperous life. And Jennifer and I have had the what I feel was a great honor, has been a great honor, of working side by side over the past year in the Modern Day High Priestess multi-author collaboration book. I'm the publisher, and she's the leader of the project and the visionary for the project and everything. And I'll say that I learned a lot from Jennifer about prosperity through the year that we spent together. For example, she has like an 80% closing rate when she has an interested client. I never knew that was a humanly possible thing. But also it's because she's really selective and she really leans into her intuition. And so anyway, I feel like the two of us have really grown in prosperity. And I was like, heck yeah, I want to come on here and talk about the prosperous life. And plus there's a lot of ways that building your legacy and sharing your impact and message through a book weaves into that conversation around a prosperous life. So I'm honored to be here.
Well, I'm honored to be in your world as well. And Leah, we met in person in Loveland over coffee at one of these really cool coffee shops. Tell us why about you and your work and why you joined the summit too.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for putting all this together, Jennifer. And it's an honor to be here with all these amazing women today. It's just really exciting what you've created and continue to create. And that's what I am all about. So I am a transformational speaker, artist, and author, and I empower women to reconnect with themselves and the divine within through creativity. And so for me, that has been a prosperous life. I actually, like many people, had a story that I was in, politics and running the rat race and doing all of the things for so long. And I finally just found the courage to quit. And to me, that was what really then tapped into intentionally creating this prosperous life that I choose to live. And we get to create the lives that we want and create our dreams into reality. And you, my friend, are living proof of that as well.
Yeah. This summit and like doing all the work to get it like up and launched. Oh my God, total expansion. I've been working on it since July. And I really did curate every one of you. Every one of you, I did hand select you. So Melisa, like that's something that you mentioned about the Priestess book that we've collaborated on. And the thing about participating in a summit like this, whether you're a speaker or an audience member, this is where you meet the people you're going to collaborate with. And so I highly encourage you to register. We're going to be live streaming daily for the whole month of January. And then there is an interview series coming to your inbox for 14 days straight, starting January 16th. So there's no like panic or anything. You can watch these live streams again, and you can watch the interviews in your inbox. So you don't have to like sit somewhere for 14 days. I want to go back around everyone again and really let's go back to this topic. What does a prosperous life really mean to you? Because like, what does prosperity mean? Like, it can have different meanings, just like abundance or wealth or money. It can mean something different to different people. And so I'd like to hear how you are connecting with prosperity and in relationship to your talk. So Connie, your talk is called The Power of Menopause. And Michelle even mentioned, this is our time, but also people in perimenopause too, because yeah, I think Melisa and Leah and I might be in perimenopause. So it's all connected. Tell us about prosperity and the power of menopause, Connie.
Well, when you think about when women start the transition through the stages of menopause, so of course it starts with perimenopause, and that's generally somewhere around age 40, 45. And when you think about the life that a lot of women have lived to that point, it's been go, go, go. They've either been climbing the corporate ladder, looking after family, children, running the household, maybe doing both at the same time, potentially also caring for aging parents. And we just as women tend to put ourselves last, right? We put everybody else first. And then we start to go through these stages of menopause, and suddenly we don't recognize ourselves. We don't recognize our bodies. Nothing's working the same as it used to. And unfortunately, menopause has gotten a really bad rap. And that's where I really wanted to start to change that perspective of menopause, because I was one of those women. And at age 52, I decided to leave the corporate world after 34 years and start to focus on myself and get my health back. And as I did that, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a certified nutritionist. So as I did that, I also realized I was stepping into this new power, a power that I'd never felt I really had before, because I was always chasing things. This time it was about me and creating the life I wanted to create. And gosh, when you finally don't have to deal with all the monthly issues that come up, PMS, all that kind of stuff, you really realize how much energy you have and how powerful you are. So that's a big reason why I love talking about the power of menopause. And also, that to me is the key to a prosperous life, having that energy, feeling great, feeling powered, feeling empowered for who you are in the stage of life you're in.
I totally agree with you. And I'm one of Connie's clients. And over the last year, it's like a year anniversary right now, she's helped me, go through perimenopause and like reactions that my body was going through, and have more energy so that I can do my purpose work, be powerful at it, create a summit like this. And also, create the prosperity in my life that I really want to have. Taking care of your health and wellness is one of the key things to a prosperous life. Yeah. Michelle, you're next. You're on mute there. So your talk called Feeling Called to Your Next Level. Cool. Does your body agree? I'm really glad you're going right after Connie, because I'm sure you're going to connect some of that story.
Yeah. So a prosperous life to me is one that is sustainable. It's doable, right? And it's balanced. There's enough of the fire and excitement and productivity and, creativity, but there's also the rest and the play and the joy and the pleasure, and just really finding kind of that balance between the two. And my talk is it's really just about what I said earlier, the nervous system capacity, right? Like our brain is wired for survival. So that's always going to be the default pathway, right? And if we don't practice the other side, if we don't practice prosperity, if we don't practice openness, if we don't practice, the beliefs that are going to pull us into that prosperity, the brain is always going to go back to what kept us safe. And so our body may not be on board with our idea that we're going to step into our new CEO level, or we're going to scale, or we're going to, show up on 1 million podcasts. It takes a capacity in the body and the nervous system in order to be able to receive that. And what usually happens is kind of a backlash for people, where they have the big opening and then they retreat and they regress to a certain degree. So my idea of prosperity is the ability to hold more and more safely.
Mm-hmm. I'm totally with you. In the shamanic world, like the body is dense, right? It's the densest part of you. Like your spirit and your ideas and even your heart are really light, much lighter. And the body's the last thing to catch up, like to get with the program.
Totally agree.
So it's like you have to work with people like Connie and Michelle to really, get your body lined up with your goals. And that's 100% why I decided is like, okay, yeah, I know this and I know that, but the body's got to come online 100%. And I got to stop defaulting to those old coping mechanisms that the body loves to go into when it's feeling like, oh, I got to survive, like drinking, smoking, whatever, the bad ones and the not so bad ones. Yeah, this is cool. Melisa, your talk, Legacy Leadership Through Publishing. I know a lot about how this is creating prosperity for people because I'm totally connected to it and involved in it with you. But tell us more about how you can really expand your prosperity through publishing.
Yeah, thanks. I think that not everyone understands how the publishing industry has changed. So there might be some people who write a book still today, like hoping that somehow it's going to make them rich immediately with book sales and stuff. But I think that the majority of us who've been in this conversation for a while around impact and leadership know that the publishing industry has changed a lot. And so thinking that you're going to publish a book that's just going to sell millions of copies right out the gate and you're going to get rich doing your book is not really, it's like the odds are so against you for that. So then who's writing books and why? When people understand the value of a book, they usually have done the things to build a stability in whatever it is that their mission is, and they recognize the value of building out their legacy and impact through a book. And I feel like even in my own journey as a business owner, like you go through that initial stage of like just trying to prove it to yourself and to everyone around you that you can do it, and like you're in that hustle mode. And that's probably not the stage when you're thinking like, and I have to write a book, because a book, everyone knows it's going to take time. It's a process. It's a portal of transformation the whole time you're writing. And so for those of us who then are writing a book, there is a more of an emphasis on like, wait, who do I want to be while I lead this movement? And how do I want it to feel? And what are the things that I want like people to know that it's going to change, like ripple out and change the conversation in the collective consciousness? Or the other one I'm always thinking about is like, when I'm not here anymore, like the viral social media post that I wrote is also not going to be here anymore, but the book that I wrote is. And I want my kids and my grandkids to see how I was a part of the changing conversation about how we do life, especially as a woman. So yeah, I think that books definitely are a prosperity conversation. And one other thing that I think is really big that I'll just speak to briefly is multi-author books. Like Jennifer's got a solo author book, and that's amazing, but we're also creating this multi-author book. And I think that the multi-author is an even like deeper conversation around prosperity, because you're talking about community. And you're talking about leveraging other people's communities by co-authoring together, or by, using your own community to create, say, a book on menopause and prosperity, or a book on your nervous system and how you're doing well in life, or whatever. It's suddenly going, Leah, not only do I want to make a difference with a few, I want to make a difference in the collective through a book and through community. So yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm so excited too. And Merlin is as well. He always gets excited in the presence of beautiful, gorgeous women who are carrying a high frequency. You can feel it. So Leah, your talk, The Courage to Quit, you mentioned it briefly before, creativity as an act of reinvention. Go deeper into your talk. What's your talk about, and how it connects with your prosperous life?
Yeah, the courage to quit. It's so hard, right? There's something I say often, that I worked in politics for 25 years, and I am overtly aware of how the world is. But what I learned is I can't change the world by living in it as it is. I can only change the world by living in it as I want it to be. And that is what the courage to quit is all about. Because we live in this world where we constantly live in the same cycles and repeat the cycles and fight the fights and do all the things. And we're on this treadmill. And as women, so you all talked about that we give and we give and we give and we don't receive. And we aren't able to fill our own buckets. So then we actually become better in all of the roles that we have. And so the courage to quit is about leveraging, for me, the power of creativity and using tools of creativity to move the energy out of you and allow you that freedom to say, I quit. I'm done. I'm done saying yes to things I'm supposed to do. I'm done filling roles that people tell me I should. I'm done showing up for everyone else and not for myself. It's the courage to quit what no longer serves you so we can elevate to that higher level of consciousness.
Yeah.
So.
I love it. I love it. I'm just like, oh, thank God I'm getting the transcript from this, because every one of you is saying like such super powerful stuff. I love it. I love it. The courage to quit. Every one of us in this Zoom room and many of the 30 plus speakers had to step in and decide to quit something so that they can, and I and you can be doing what we're meant to do. And activating your prosperous life will challenge you a bit. So you might be listening to these live streams or listening to some of the interviews during the summit, and you might feel like, ooh, this is pressing a button and I don't like it. I challenge you, and I want you to just go deeper into that, because that's, if it's annoying you, it might be because there's something there that you want to change. Or there's a speaker that is really resonating with you, and it might not feel great right away because they're poking you in a soft spot. And, you know, that's how we get to know that we're changing something. And prosperity, the opposite of that, is scarcity. And it's part of my main mission in life to raise the field, the frequency of prosperity on the world, in the world. And Leah said, you can't fight the world. I want to make it the world that I want it to be. So I'm going to do it with myself first. And then I think all of us are going to ripple it out through this summit at the beginning of this year, 2026, that has got so much support from the universe in every direction, coming and carrying us through. So thank you so much. If you have any last words before we go here, shout it out now. All right. Okay, we'll see you again. There'll be another live stream tomorrow. We'll see you later.